Hello and welcome to the channel, and on today's video we're going to be looking at this. This is the Leigh Barista Sublime Compact in red, or Sunset Rubis as it's got here. I have already done an unboxing and a first shot of it, but now I've been away for a few weeks using it every day. I've got a lot to tell you about this. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's a couple of really few things I'd just like to change. Okay, so do subscribe, and we're going to crack on with looking at the review of the Leigh Barista. So here's the machine that I've been using now for a few weeks, and for starters, I just think it looks fantastic. That's the thing that drew it to me, is just the red going all the way around there. They do other colours, but I just think the red looks incredible. And as you can see, it doesn't take up too much of a footprint at all. It's on the small side. They did a version that has a milk foamer on the side there, but I've had another machine before that had a foamer. I didn't really get on with it, so I wanted one without it. And because I've got the one without it, it's a really thin form factor, so it won't take up much space up on your counter or wherever you put it, so that really is a positive. And the second thing as well, really good about this machine, is it takes two types of pods. So it does the XXL and it does the normal Nespresso pods. Okay, I only use these now, the double shots, because I make 2 coffees at a time. That's just my personal preference, because we make 2 coffees in the house. If you just wanted to do that, you could use the single, and it just detects it. There's no faffing around with adapters and taking things out. You literally just put that in, or you put that in, and the machine knows which one you've put in. I think that is a fantastic thing. As I said, I only use these double ones here to get the double shots. And then if I show you down there, so it always comes out of these two. So it comes down here and always comes out of these two, whether you're doing a single or whether you're doing a double. It's just the amount that gets poured through, so you need to catch it in both. You can't just have it, doesn't just come out of one or the other. So walking over the machine then, and really it's literally here. This is all of the control panel. You've got small, medium and large, and that's it. So you can, which I'll talk about later, program these to be whichever size you want, or it comes as standard in when you get out of the box. And behind it is the water tank. So this is 0.8 litres big, which is good enough for plenty, good enough for a day. We change it every day. There's usually some water left in it after filling up. But the best thing about this is you don't need to be too precious about putting it on the back. A couple of my machines, you have to kind of really faff and check. No, not with this one. You literally just put it in and put it on, and it's on. It's very easy to fit it in. Dead simple. That I really like the water tank on this thing. So spinning over to the front then, this is your drip tray, and this is where it catches your pods. So your pods just drop into there. Once you've pinged that up, that'll have dropped. This is all plastic, so yeah, it's nice and good. You can wash that really easily. Plenty of room for loads of coffee if you happen to spill any in there. My only issue with this really is the fact that it says Philips on the front. I just think it makes it look like a Japanese TV. I don't really like the fact that it's got Philips written on the front there, especially when the whole machine is nice and classy and fairly minimal, and then suddenly you've got Philips written on the front. Not for me really, but it's good enough. And then this bit here, so you've got your capsules in there. All you do is you pull that out and you have this to come out. This separates into 2 pieces, so you have this, so it's got a hole in the bottom of there, so all of your coffee dribbles into here, and you just pour that away, and then you can pour those away or do whatever you want with them. That's great. The issue I have is it doesn't really take many in there, especially with the XXLs. You're going to get about 5 or 6 in there before the machine just says no, and there's no indication on the machine that tells you that these are full. My other machine, it tells you when there's loads of capsules in it. This one doesn't. It just you can't push the lever down. You just have to manually check it as much as you can, and just pour that away. If I show you on here, this is from yesterday afternoon. So I've pulled, I'd probably say around 3 or 4 maybe XLs, and look at the state of it. I've left it. I haven't cleaned it. You kind of need to clean this every time, and I'll show you why. Because this drips. After you've made the coffee, this continues to drip for a long time, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But look, it doesn't have to get mucky. So you have to clean this virtually every single time you have a coffee, which is a bit of a ball ache. But once you've emptied that, once you've cleaned that, just put it back together and then slot it back into the machine. And then also under here, you can pull these out. So you can pull these out and give that a bit of a clean every so often. Maybe when you're descaling it, you want to give those a bit of a clean. You can do that. And then some more on the drip tray. As you can see, it's not the widest of gaps on here. You're looking at around 10 centimeters on here, which is okay if you've got small mugs. So let's say, for example, you've got a couple of mugs here, or one mug catching a coffee, perfect, or even 2 mugs like that, absolutely perfect, brilliant. But in my house, I have an Ember mug, and my wife has her favourite B mug. Well, the Ember mug isn't going to fit under there. This one will, but only one of them. So you kind of take this bit off. You think, great, I can take that off. I've now got more room for that, which is fantastic. But again, this is a niche. I know this is a niche issue for me, but look, it doesn't actually fit on there because this isn't wide enough. So I can't have a coffee in my Ember mug and my wife have coffee in there, in that mug. It has to be a different mug. But even so, you might have your favourite big mug. So you might have a massive coffee, so a shot in there, fill it up with water on there like so. Doesn't fit, okay? It doesn't fit like that. So you need to think about your mugs that you're having. It is a very niche issue, I get that, but it's really a bit annoying. So my Ember one fits in there perfectly. I just have to choose the next mug I'm going to put under there. Like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going to stick the XXL. So all you do is you put the XXL in there like that, close that up, and then on the top you choose your 1, 2, or your 3. I've got the manual here. If you look on here, it tells you the sizes that you can make. So this is out of the box. This is with no programming. Okay, so you can make singles, doubles, single double, single double. I'm just going to focus on the doubles here. So the doubles, you can make 50 mils or 2 25s. Here you can make 80 mils or 2 40s. And then suddenly it jumps up to 220 or 2 110s. So you've gone from a 40 mil shot up to 110. There's no 60 or 80, which I find bizarre, hence why I had to program this. So depending on if that suits you, that's fine. It didn't suit me at all. I wanted 2 60s or 2 80s. You need to skip forward because then you can program it to change it, and that's what I did. And then look here, so you can change the singles there and the doubles there. You can change it basically either button, minimum 50 to 60, or up here, the Lungo, 220 to 300. I used the Espresso one, 80, 60, and 100. I programmed it myself to pour the exact amount. So really, these buttons on here are pointless for me. I only use this one. So if I put a XXL in there, I press this one, I get the right amount for 2 cups. If I put a single one in, so if I just put the single one in here, again, I've programmed it to be that middle one, and I know I'm going to get the right amount for a single cup. So it's all well and good having your 3 buttons, but they're pointless really, because I've just programmed it to be the right amount, because I have the same coffee all the time. Okay, if I wanted something like an espresso, I wanted a different type of coffee, I'd set it to another button, but that's not what I have it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I thought this might be of use. What I'll do is I shall set the iPad up there and I shall set it going for my espresso, and we'll time it, see how long it actually takes for it to start up. Okay. Right, so that was about 18 seconds before it started, and then it did an extraction of 26 seconds, which is excellent. And as I said, I think I'm getting about 80 mils out of this. And what I will do now is I will fill that up with water, because that's what I like to have a long coffee to last me a good hour or so. So once that's done, as you can see, there's nothing in there. When you hold this up, you can see it just in there very briefly, and then it pings it down and there it is in there. And what I want to show you now is the dripping from here. So I'm just going to use the single espresso now. So I'll go in there. I'm going to make another coffee. So I'm going to do the middle button again, and then we're going to go down and we're going to have a look at the dripping that I talked about earlier. So there we go, coffee's finished. And then keeps dripping, keeps dripping, keeps dripping. Okay, this goes on for quite a while, so you kind of have to keep your mug there, or even if I just ping it up, so I've opened it up now, it's still dripping. So if you've taken your coffee away, you're gonna have it dripping on there. So you need to kind of keep your mug on there until it is completely finished. My Modo Mio over here, as soon as it finishes, there's no drips, okay? It will come down and it will drip and it will stop, which is far better. This does leak a little bit. It's a small annoyance, but still one nonetheless. So another really good thing I like about these is the quality of the pods. I don't know what other pods you use, but these L'OR Barista ones are fantastic. They are noticeably better than the Modo Mio ones that I use. These are third party, admittedly, but you're looking at about 17, 18p for each of these, and these are around 25p. They're 50p, but you're going to get 2 coffees out of it. So around 25p per coffee in here. However, I will pay the extra over the Modo Mios because I just think these taste fantastic, which is a bonus for these machines. And I don't know about Nespressos. I just think Nespresso tastes far better than all of the other pods I have. Admittedly, it is all about what you put in there, depending on the coffee, but these, I think, taste great. So there you have it, and there was my look at this, the L'OR Barista Nespresso coffee pod maker. A lot to like about this. I love the coffee. I love the fact that you can program it. I think it looks fantastic on the side. It's just got a couple of negatives, really small ones like the drip tray and things like that, but I don't think there's anything to worry about. If you've got any questions for me about this machine, do let me know down in the comments below. I'll happily try and answer it for you. And I understand that it depends on what coffee you put in it, but these taste fantastic. I really enjoy the taste of these XXLs far over any of my other machines that I've got, and I am sticking with this one. Okay, so please do like, please do subscribe. Have a look, let me know of any comments you've got. Until the next video, bye-bye.